day, attractive thinker. Dr. Toni Hatton here, your identity coach and get to the root specialist at the Attractive Thinker Guru. Welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Break. Give yourself a fighting chance. Welcome my co-host, Tichet Bradshaw, the visual encourager.
Happy Mindset Monday, everybody. We made it again and again with power. We get to do what we never did, go where we've never gone, and have all that we deserve to have in this moment. Again, we thank you so much for taking the time out to listen to us, to share, and to like. We thank you for leaving your comments. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys, and we are here for you guys. And as I always say, it's a great day to be alive.
It is truly a great day to be alive. Let that sink in, attractive thinker. Now, I know you already have your attractive thinker notebook handy and your pen to capture these gems that we're about to drop today. You know, when we think about Beyond the Break, give yourself a fighting chance, I want to say, I thank you and I celebrate you, attractive thinker and visual encourager, for giving yourself a fighting chance, for tuning in to these episodes on our YouTube channel and clicking like and clicking share and subscribing. You know, the mere fact that you subscribe to our channel lets us know that you're into personal growth and development, you're into healing, and you're into growing and reaching your potential, because that's how we grow and reach our potential. We heal our way there, and we set intentions for different spaces and levels that we want to acquire for our lives. And then we invest in ourselves like what you're doing. So I just want to say thank you, and I celebrate you. Thank you for investing in yourself. Thank you for growing. Thank you for shining your light, because we need more light in this world that we live in. So I just want you to know that you're doing a great thing. You're in the right place, and just stay tuned, because today we're going to do the same thing we do every single week. Shine the light, drop the gems, share the lesson and the blessing, so that you can advance your life and the people that you serve. You know, today we're going to be talking about this place that we get to when we experience a heartbreak or a break in a success or a defining moment in our lives. And let's say we get through that point, we're on the other side of the break. And when we think about what it took to get us here, when we think about that defining moment, when we think about what actually happened, what was the first thing we said? I can share so many experiences in my life to share, whereas, you know, I was tolerating certain things and saying that I was going to change certain things, or saying that I was going to move from certain things, or be beyond this, you know, or eliminate this out of my life, or let this go. And then something happens. Sometimes in our lives, things have to happen in order to get us to the next level. And when it happens, you might find yourself saying something like, okay, I'm done. And have you ever heard people say, okay, I'm done, or okay, I'm really done this time? We say all kinds of things because I think, Tichet, that there are levels of being done. I think sometimes things can happen in our lives that sever that cord immediately, and we really are done and we move on. But then there are levels and layers. There are layers that we have to get through and release in order for us to be completely done. So, you know, initially you might say, well, okay, I'm done. You know, I'm done with this. I'm moving on. I let this go. I'm stepping up. I'm gonna, you know, create this or take action on that. And then, you know, that not understanding that we're just at phase one of being done. And then something else will happen, or you'll get another awakening. You're ready to make the decision to get to the next level. And you say, you know what? I'm really done this time. I know I said I was done before, but I'm really done this time. Or it may be a frustration or a disappointment. You know, sometimes Tichet, we think that things are happening because it's something that we've done or something that we have to do. Sometimes it's happening and showing up in our space to position us in the right energy to take the action. Because in order to take action or step out of your comfort zone, you have to be a certain kind of person. You definitely can't be the person that you used to be. You can't be the person that you currently are, because if that was what was required, you would already have made the change. So obviously, it's not the person that you are right now that's going to make this change. And these situations that keep presenting themselves to us is giving us an opportunity to step in the energy of the person that it's going to require, that it's going to take to make that change. So that takes the focus off of the situation and what's actually happening, and puts the focus on us, like, okay, who do I need to be to make this change, or to take this step, or to take this action in my life? And then you get to a space where, as you say, you know what, I'm done. And that's when you know you're done. Or I'm done for real, for real, for real. And that's when you know you're done. And then it's like when you get to that space, Tichet, all of these things that were attached to you, they no longer have power over you, because you move forward and you don't even consider. See, initially, Tichet, I can speak for myself, when I'm supposed to take action on something or move to the next level in my life, I can say I'm done all I want to, but there are things attached to me that are keeping me where I am: fear, uncertainty, familiar, being, married to the familiar, things like that. But when you're done, you don't even consider the fear. The fear could still be there. You don't even consider it. It no longer has an impact on your decision. The uncertainty, you will actually move forward with the uncertainty, move forward, not even knowing where you're going. So many times I've done that. I left systems and structures and positions in my life, and I say, you know what? I'm done. I don't know where I'm going. I'm just not going to do that anymore. And I have to move with the uncertainty. See, attractive thinkers, sometimes we think that we have to wait until we get all of this clarity, wait till we get rid of all of this fear, and we feel like we're empowered and we're not uncertain some before we take the action. But sometimes you have to take the uncertainty with you. Sometimes the fear has to tag along until you get to where you're going, and the fear leaves you before you take the next step, or the fear just stands there because it can't take that next step with you, because you have your mind made up. Tichet, talk to us today. Okay, I'm done.
Mhm. The thing is, we have to make sure that when we get to the I'm done part, that we don't get hopeless. We want to make sure that when we get to that done, we leave that door open for something else. We are willing to exchange the I'm done for something else. When you're done, you're at a point of fed up. And so there's not enough fear in the world that can keep you past that level of done. And you said something about married to the familiar. That is a powerful statement. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of us are married to familiarity. We are scared to step out of familiar. We're scared to step out into the unknown, when the unknown holds the answer we'll be waiting for. The unknown holds the power we've been looking for. But when we get to a level of done, to the point where we can face that fear, that's when things will change. That's when we'll see transitions and things like that. But if we're hopeless in the midst of being done, we're not looking for something else being accessible to us. We're not looking for an open door. But we, as attractive thinkers and a visual encourager, we always know that everything works out for us. So we're going to always look for what's next after this level of done. What's next after being fed up with this? I want to go over here to this. That level of done shows us that we have outgrown a situation, a circumstance, or some relationships. We have outgrown this level. When you're done, when you feel that level of done, there's something in your spirit that says, this level is not serving me no more. I maxed out. I'm tapping out. I can't do this, but I'm not quitting. I need something greater, bigger, in order for me to get mental stimulation, spiritual stimulation, in order for me to do something different and greater. There has to be a move that needs to be made. Now, when you're at the real level of done, you will try all kinds of risk in order for you to get over to the next level, because you're done, you're finished with this. But when you're like a little bit done, you still got some more work to do. When you're okay, I'm not really done, but I'm done, you're still holding on to the little stuff. You know what I mean? You be like, oh yeah, I'm done, but you still holding on. When you at that real level of I'm done with this, you're not holding on to nothing. You'll say, if it's just me, if I have to let go of everything and just hold on to me, I'll be okay. And I'm willing to go forward to receive a whole new life if I have to. But when this level of done, when I'm at the for real level of done, it's nothing over here that I need to take with me that I need to hold on to so much that I allow it to bind me to what I'm done with. You get what I'm saying? So when you're done with something, you're not allowing those traps to grab onto your wrist. You're not allowing that stuff to affect you as much because you've maxed that out. You maxed that out so much that you see where your potential could be, and you know it's not what you're done with. So let's say you're done with your situation, and your situation has been going on far too long. You know your maybe your job has been bothering you, maybe your marriage has been bothering you, maybe the fact that you didn't complete something and you're not feeling like you're living up to your potential. You're done with that. You're done with your own limitations. You're done with your own negative self-talk. Sometimes it's possible to be done with yourself, and that's because yourself is crying out for more. When you feel that level of done, there is always a knock on the door for something greater and better for every situation you got going on. So if that feeling of done is going through your spirit right now for your job, then that means there's something out there, a business or something that is knocking on the door, and you have to have the courage to let go of what you're done with, and the courage to end up leaping in the air and knowing that you're going to grab onto what's going on over here, or all the possibilities, because this is the unknown. We don't know everything that's over here, and this is where you get mental stimulation. We get bored with the familiarity all the time. We get bored with being married to familiar because we know how that's going to work out. It's like, people who are doing the same things over and over again and expecting different results. That's insanity, right? But when you know what this is going on and there's nothing new being offered, there's something in you that cries out for greater. There's some, because we're supposed to be evolving. There's something in you that says, you know what, I keep doing the same thing. I'm done. I'm just done with this. I'm bored with this. You got to figure out what done means to you, though. Because done don't mean the same thing to everybody. There's some people who saying they done while still holding on to what they said they was done with. When you are done with some stuff, you're let go of everything. If that means you get to keep your sanity. I hear all the time mental health is important, and it is. You're not willing to risk your mental health holding on to something that don't serve you no more. You're not willing to play small just to fit into somebody's relationship or fit into some crowd because they can't deal with the power that you got calling you. You're not willing to play small. You're willing to get out there and risk losing everything, knowing that you can't lose. See, that's the thing. A lot of people, they're scared to let go of what they're done with because they see a loss. And they forgot that they can't lose, because even your loss works out for your good. Everything works out for your good. You're like, imagine your life filled with lessons and blessings. That's all that is. Lessons and blessings. There's no failure. There's just lessons and blessings and experiences. There's outcome to experiences. There is no failure. You are not a failure. You have not failed. Failing is giving up. Failing is surrendering to what you said you're done with. If you're done with something, then letting go, the art of letting go is key to being able to go over here and establish a new life. But when you're done, nobody has to tell you to let go. When you're done, nobody has to bribe you. Nobody has to beg you. When you're done, it's automatic for you to say, you know what, I'm out. I'm done. I'm fed up. I'm out. I'm not going to sit here and take this. And until you become done, nothing is going to change. When you become done, change is evident. Change is going to come because you are willing to take the risk. When you're done, you're not holding on to low stuff that keep you in the same space, because that crying out you feeling on the inside is going to get louder and louder and louder, and you're going to feel that boredom so strong that you're going to have to do something or you'll lose your mind. And we don't lose our mind. We keep going forward. We'll lose everything else before we lose our mind, because our mind is our mind is one of our treasures. Our heart, our spirit is one of our treasures. I'm not willing to lose my mind to try to fit into somebody else's equation anymore. That's that level of dumb we got to be with, that you're willing to let it all go. If that means you get to keep you, because you have to know you is more than enough, and that you plus the unknown over here, it gives you so many possibilities. It's even hard to count. Life is meant to be experienced. We are meant to go out here and experience different things, to see where we fit, to see what we can become more adept at. We are meant to go out here and try some stuff. That's why I said it's no failure, because just because it didn't work out doesn't mean it's failure. You tried some things and it didn't really fit what you thought it was going to do, but you tried. And when you try, there's no failure. It just did not work out for some stuff. You know what I mean? So when you're at the level of done, you're willing to try whatever. You get to the point, let me tell you something. As the visual encourager, anybody that come to me got to be willing to let go of everything and cling to that vision for my gift to work. You got to be able to cling to your vision and be able to go towards your vision. You have to know what you have to offer is not for everybody. It's for we're looking for the done, the people that's done playing small, the people that's done staying the same thing, mediocre, mundane life, the people that's done making excuses. We're done with making excuses. We're done with living low vibrational and having meltdown after meltdown and crying all these tears over nothing. We're done with that. And so when we're done, we're willing to walk away. Why? Because at the end of the day, if all I have is my strength, that's more than enough. And that's the thing, Dr. Toni. We, as visual encourager, as attractive thinkers, we can hear and we can visualize when there's something greater calling us. We can feel it in our spirit and our soul. We can't fit into normal way of living, normal way of standard. You can't fit me in no box. It's hard to. I don't fit in a box. I'm not even shaped to be in the box. And so whenever we try to fit in a box, there's not only resistance because I don't fit. There is also there's no room big enough in the box for my gift for me. There's no room big enough in the box for what you have to offer. So we have to get to a place where we understand who we are and who we are not. And I know that when we know we are done, we're going to make a move that allow us to experience life so grand and so great that's out here that has been being offered to us for this entire time. We are be able to experience power being shifted. Being uplifted. We be able to experience different gifts being exposed. Imagine that. Different gifts being exposed, different likes, different passions. I discovered new passions this year after 45 years. New passion. And the thing about it is that passion has been there all that time, but it's now I had the courage to walk in it. Now I had the courage to say no to small thinking, negative self-talk, and I said yes to my promise, my purpose, and now my passion. And it takes a lot of courage to be able to do what we do. It takes a lot of courage to be able to stand in you. It takes a lot of courage to stand up and say, I am done. I am done. I am done. Back to you, Dr. Toni.
Wow, Tichet Bradshaw, my God, you said that. Attractive thinkers, we're going to slow this down. We're going to back this all the way up because I don't want you to miss anything. You have your attractive thinker noble so you can capture these gems. You said, Tichet, it takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of courage to be you. One of the things that you said out of everything you said, it stood out to me the most. You have to be willing to let everything go and cling to the vision. Oh my God, attractive thinkers, if you didn't get anything else, when you say you're done, you have to be willing to let everything go. Now, I say, Tisha, you said let everything go. I always say everything because, and I'm learning that even now in this situation that I'm dealing with, Tisha, letting everything go. Because some situations we want to change or move to the next level, and we want to bring some of that with us.
Yes.
We want to bring some of that with us. We want to change, but we don't want everything to change. Oh, no, not everything. I mean, I want to change, but not everything. I want to talk about everything. We say things like that because we can't even fathom. Our brain won't even, our mind won't even show us an image or a vision of ourselves, without all of the stuff that we have accumulated that we call our lives. Our brain will not show us. And you mentioned something like that when you were talking. You said something about the vision going forward, which led me to believe, or it reminded me of how our minds just creates this visual of us failing forward. It doesn't show us an image of us being successful when we move forward, when we say we're done and we get into the next level, or we start cutting cords. Our mind is going to always show us images of us failing, images of us being destitute, images of us being cast out or locked out or not successful, not getting the result that we want, an image of us struggling, and that could be a part of why we don't move forward when we say we're done, because we keep seeing this image of things not working out or how hard it's going to be. And the thing, I've heard this phrase before, but it's something to think about when we as people would consider staying in something, like you said, Tisha, that no longer serves us. It's not helping us grow. It's not helping us reach our potential. It's not adding value to our lives. It's not bringing us joy. We will be so willing and so willing to the point where as we would stay in something that is contrary to our spirit, always has our spirit tied up in knots. We would stay there more comfortably than risking taking the leap and following through with your heart, like you said, into the uncertainty, into the unfamiliar, just for a fighting chance. That's what Beyond the Break is about, giving yourself a fighting, just for a fighting chance, to give yourself a fighting chance to see what's over there. And it's not until we get over there that we realize it's not as scary as we thought it was, or those images aren't even in existence over here. I don't even see myself failing. I don't see myself sick or put out or destitute or things not working or the regret. I don't see myself sitting in regret, hoping and wishing and doing the shoulda, coulda, would plan and shoulda, coulda, woulda game that I should have stayed where I was. The Israelites, when they left, they said, oh my God, like, you brought us out here to die. We were better off in Egypt. We should have stayed there. What was going on in Egypt? You were getting beat. You were slaves. You were being disrespected. You weren't being honored. You barely had food. You were afraid. You were in danger. You were being abused. You mean you would rather take that than to risk seeing what's out here? Because you know what that is back there, but out here, there are endless possibilities. It could go this way, it could go that way. You could be blessed over here, blessed over there. You things could work out over here or over there. You don't know. So when we say we're done, Tichet, we're also saying what we're not done with. When you say you're done concerning some things, you're also saying what you're not done with, meaning what what you're willing to tolerate. When you say I'm done, you're also saying I'm done with this. I'm no longer going to tolerate this, but I'll tolerate that. So we have to really ask ourselves and get clarity on what is it that I'm done with. Sometimes, to share, and this has worked for me so many times, when we write it out, that's why your Attractive Thinker notebook is so important. When we write it out, we get to see, like, oh my God, am I really doing that? Is that what I'm really doing? Because every time you say yes, you're also saying no to something. And every time you say no, you're saying yes to something else. So when you say yes, well, I'll stay here. It's easier. Let me stop doing all of this big thinking stuff and thinking that I can, really live my dream or really live from my heart or really be happy. Let me just be grateful. How about that? Let me just be grateful. We trade off happiness for being grateful. you know, and they say, well, you know, well, I'm grateful. I can't complain. I do have my needs met, or I am comfortable, or I don't have to want for anything, or I'm not afraid here. I know out there I'm going to be afraid, but at least I'm not afraid here. And yeah, you know, it's uncomfortable a little bit. You know, it feels uneasy. Yeah, my needs aren't being met. Yeah, I'm not being treated like I should be treated, or I'm not getting what I deserve. And yeah, I did have these goals, but it's okay if I don't reach these goals, because that was just something that I was just thinking about, or something that I had on my heart. It may not, it was just me wishful thinking. It may not have been something that I was supposed to do with my life anyway. And we, in the same conversation, we talk ourselves into leaving, and we talk ourselves out of leaving with the same mouth, with the same mouth that we say we're done with. In the process of us saying we're done, we're also saying, yeah, I'll tolerate. Yeah, I'm done. You know, I don't want that, but yeah, I'll tolerate this, or this is okay, or yeah, I'm done over here, and I'm no longer gonna accept that, or I don't want that for my life. Well, no, that yeah, you're right. That doesn't make me feel good. But then again, you know, and we have this back and forth conversation until we get crystal clear. And that's why writing and journaling is so important, so you can write it out. Why do you think scripture says write the vision? Because when you're going back and forth with your mouth, you don't do that on paper. You don't do that on paper. So writing the vision, with writing the vision comes a sense of normalcy, peace, calmness, clarity. Whereas you can, because as soon as you begin to write it out on paper, there's a feeling that comes with that. And you said, well, you saw ponder. You said, well, yeah, you know, leaving, or leaving this position and taking that position, or not doing this but doing that. You know, well, you know, what if it does work out? You know, you begin to open up the possibility, open up the window for these new ideas to flow in, and for to be considered, instead of being stuck. Sometimes this is why we have attractive thinker tools, because sometimes we can talk ourselves into and out of things. We keep having this conversation going forward, and we drag that along day in and day out, week in and week out, month in and month out, and nothing changes every year but our age. That's the only thing that's changing. We just keep having this repetitive, dead end conversation with no action, because, like you said, Tichet, it takes courage, and it also takes clarity, attractive thinking. When you begin to write this down, when you say, I'm done, and then you go get your attractive thinking notebook, you just start writing, you'll be able to see what's actually going on, what you're actually done with. Tichet, sometimes it wasn't until I began to write it on paper, and I was like, oh my God, I'm really tolerating all of this. And you're thinking you're okay because you're functioning, just like they say, a functioning alcoholic or a functioning addict. You're a functioning person who's accepting things that no longer add value to your life or to your growth. You're functioning in a situation that doesn't even call for growth. It doesn't have the capacity for growth. So you're at this level of growth in your life, and your spirit has the potential to grow, but it can't go anywhere. It's like you get these ideas to do more, and to do better, and to go further. And no matter which way your spirit wants to go, it can't go anywhere, because you're in a place that where growth doesn't even take place anymore. And we say we're done, but we have to get to the space in our spirit, get to the place in our spirit, whereas we're in agreement with being done. You have to agree with being done. And a lot of times I've discovered, to share, you have to give voice to it. Do you know there's power in talking to yourself in a healthy way, attractive thinker? Sometimes when you talk to yourself, you're giving yourself clarity. You're conversing with yourself, you're communing with yourself. You're bridging all of these gaps, and bringing these parts and pieces and levels of yourself into one space. Like, okay, I'm mentally, I know what I have to do, but you know, verbally, I haven't given voice to. Okay, let me align my words with what my mind is saying, and let me align my words and my mind with what my spirit is feeling, and let me align my physical body with all of these parts of me. And then you'll see we all are going to go in the same direction. My mind is not going to stay here while my body is over there being divided. You'll know when action is taking place in your life. You'll know when all of your parts and pieces are going in the same direction, because you'll begin to see progress. That weight will lift, and the actions will line up with what you said. I'm done. And now your actions are showing. People, you don't have to tell anybody. People can look at you and say, oh, she's done with that. Oh, she really did it. She said she was going to do it, and she really did it. Oh, well, she must be done now, because she don't even care where all the pieces fall. Sometimes you got to just let it go and let the pieces hit the floor, and that's hard. That's hard for a lot of people. I know it's hard for me, especially if you're connected to things that you love and you're passionate about. But when it's time, when your spirit is telling you it's time to go, you've got to sit down in a quiet place and bring all of your parts and pieces together and write it out and speak it out. And the more you do that, with consistency and repetition, writing it out and speaking it out, you end up freeing your own self. Tichet, tell our audience how they can get in touch with you. Give us some lasting comments on what is that process like, and what is life like beyond the break when you're done.
Absolutely. I want to remind everybody too, when you are done, and like she said, when you're writing it down, you are holding yourself accountable when things become a little more agreeable. For instance, what I mean by that, let's say you have a job that you want to leave and you don't like, it's been making you miserable, and you write down everything about that job that you don't like. You have it here on paper while you're done with that job. And let's say the next day when they come in and they're throwing you parties and saying you're great and feeding you a whole bunch of lies, you forget you're done, but you have it on paper. So when you have it on paper, you can hold yourself accountable for when it's good. You hold yourself accountable so you don't slip back into what made you commit to it in the first place. When we get to a place of done, we have to be willing to seek out information, help. We have to be able to seek out wisdom in ways that we can move forward so that we don't get stuck doing the same cycles over and over and over again. When we talk about on this show, a lot of times, we talk about Harriet Tubman because what level of done with slavery did you have to have in order to risk it all for your freedom, and then to risk it more for other people's freedom? And the thing is she could have helped other people, but there were some people that wasn't done. There were some people that was still okay with saying, okay, at least I get a meal, or at least I this, or at least I that. And is it really that bad? But what if they had the fear in front of the done? When you get to a place of done, the fear goes behind you, and you're willing to risk all you can in order for you to maintain the freedom. You don't know what's out there that is called freedom. You don't know what's going on, but all you know is you will find out, because this is not it. And when you know this is not it, and you take that courage to step out, I can almost promise you that you will not be disappointed, because number one, you'll find yourself. You'll find your purpose. You'll find your power. You'll find that you are stronger than what you know. You'll find a new gift, a new passion, because you're not sacrificing yourself to fit in somebody else's equation or to fit in this standard that never served you in the first place. You'll find out why you couldn't stay stagnant and stuck doing the same things over and over again. You'll find out why you had to break all of those cycles so that you and the generation after you can begin to recreate a new vision, a new mindset. You be able to create a new path so that your family does not have to keep reliving the same pain over and over and over again. So when you're done, you're saying to yourself, I am finished. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's no going back. There's nothing nobody can say. When it comes to that, I will be hard-headed and rebellious, because I know that whatever is out there is calling my name, and I have to answer that call. I have to answer the call. Where is the call? The call is in your heart. What do you think is telling you you're done? What do you think is calling you that's saying, okay, this is not okay. This is not okay for me to stand here and be treated this way. This is not okay to be bored like this. This is not okay to feel like I'm suffering or dying inside. This is not okay to live in hopelessness. This is not okay to be living a life that makes me want to negative self-talk myself to death. This is not okay. So when you become done, and you see that those things not okay, you're not going to tolerate it or put up with it for another minute. You'll grab whatever, if you got to grab the clothes on your back and get out there and make something different other than that. You might not have all the answers, because we always say sometimes the answer is granted to you when you take the leap. When you take the leap, them answers can become clear and clarity. Why? Because you leveled up, and there's some stuff you're not going to understand down here, but you'll understand it once you're up here and can see just a little bit clearer after you get the toxicness out of your mindset. When you get the toxicness out of your mindset, out of your life, out of your way of living, out of your habits, and out of your mouth, you can begin to see the clarity of what is going forward, of the power that's going forward, of what potential you may have. You begin to let go of the fear and the lies that you had in your head this entire time, thinking, oh, if I get out there, they're going to watch me fall, they're going to watch me crash. When you're done, you won't care who watch you do nothing. All you know is you're done, and you're going. That's all you know. I'll tell you about it when I get there. That's all you know. You don't need no confirmation, no validation. You don't need nothing from nobody. All you know is you're going to take yourself and go. You will work it out when you get there. And that's the level of done. And those people I call pathfinders, groundbreakers, and trailblazers. And I'm calling all of you pathfinders, all of you visionaries to go to you need support. You need somebody that will encourage you to go after the vision. You need somebody that are willing to support you and to allow you to give birth to what you said was a strong vision, and not allow yourself to fall back or abort your mission. You need support, and we offer so many support. You can go to my website at www.visualencouragement.com. We provide mental support for all of y'all groundbreakers and trailblazers and pathfinders and visionaries who desire to move mountains but need help lifting the heaviness, so that you can create a new vision for yourself. And that's going to include needing to let go and being done. Go to my contact us page, put in your information, let me know how I can uplift you, enlighten you, and encourage you, so that you can live out the fulfillment of your life beyond the break. Again, my website is www.visualencouragement.com, and I'll see you soon.
Awesome. Wow. Tichet. Oh my gosh, attractive thinkers, visual encouragers. I trust that you captured these gems and you wrote down what she said. What stood out to me, Tichet, was you said certain answers won't come until you level up. Now, what that means to me is there are certain answers that are on the next level that you won't even have access to on this level. So staying on this level and trying to figure it all out is not going to happen. It doesn't work that way. You have to get to the next level in order for those solutions that you're looking for to reveal themselves to you. So I hope that that's enough inspiration and motivation for you to take that leap and get to the next level, because you're done here and it's time to go there. And I trust that you'll take these gems that you received today, knowing that your answers that you're looking for are on the next level, and you're not going to get them on this level. So move forward, go for it, step ahead, leap ahead, cut the cords, make the change, whatever you have to do, attractive thinker, because your growth is at stake here. Your growth is at stake here, and there's more for you to experience in this fantastic and amazing experience that we call life. Dr. Toni Hatton here, your identity coach and get to the root specialist at theattractivethinker.guru. I want you to grab your free gifts that we have for you there, because they will support you in turning your problems into solutions. Visit the website, theattractivethinker.guru. Don't miss out. Continue to share these powerful episodes with your circle of influence, because if it's blessing you, it will definitely bless others. And remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss an episode. You don't want to miss this fire and power. You never know when we're going to go live. You never know when we're going to post an episode that's going to really be an answer to what you're dealing with and help you move forward versus staying and tolerating and settling. You always hear us say, our life's work, that's to make your life better. Remember, it is not what you're going through, it's how you're viewing it. Think attractively, and we'll see you soon.